काफी बड़ा परिवार है मेरा, यही संसार है मेरा। हर दिन मेरी कोशिश है इसे हरा भरा रखने की, कुछ कोशिश घर को मजबूत बनाने की, कुछ कोशिश घर को जीता जागता बनाने की, कुछ कोशिश बड़ों की सेवा की, कुछ कोशिश छोटों को बड़ा बनाने की, कुछ कोशिश नई दिशाएं दिखाने की, कुछ कोशिश उत्साह जगाने की। देश नाम है मेरे संसार का, इंडिया नाम है मेरे परिवार का, टाटा कोशिश जिम्मेदारी निभाने की।
Friends, put your hands together to welcome on stage Quizmaster Big Brain.
A big hello and a warm welcome to each and every one of you. You're with me, Big Brain, here today as we move into the next level of the campus edition of Tata Crucible for 2022. It's time for the Zonals. After traversing the length and breadth of this country and going through 24 clusters, we've picked 24 champions, some of the sharpest minds in our campuses at this point in time when it comes to business quizzing. Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a huge contest. We've got literally lakhs taking part over the last couple of years. We've had 7.2 million people watching this. You heard that number absolutely right. It's been incredible. It's been humbling. It's obviously become way more challenging as far as the contestants are concerned. From here, one of them will move into the big national final. One will move into another playoff, which is for all the four runners up, from whom two will make it to the national final. So, for the moment, we're going to introduce you to our 6 finalists. You've been following this entire season. You know how it's played. 75 the value of an answer, 5 seconds the duration of time that they get or their window of opportunity to answer. Life ain't easy, but these are outstanding contestants. Let's see who they are before we pick action on the first zonal final of the playoffs for 2022. With us here today from the beautiful coast of India, representing the Samata College from Visakhapatnam, our champion from that region, Akshay. Welcome to you. Neighboring Akshay is a doctor representing DCMS Hyderabad, consistent. He's been here multiple times through his years as an MBBS and now into his PG days. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to our final, Dr. Murtuza. Welcome to you. Moving across to a heavyweight dislodger, if I should call him that. He really dismantled a lot of challenge from IIM Bangalore to become a giant killer from SIBM Bangalore, is our third champion here today. Representing the city of Bengaluru is Nitin. Welcome to you. Neighboring him, again battling with a lot of the IIMs from Kerala to get through from there as a champion, and Kerala is a very good state when it comes to quizzing. Representing QSAT from Kochi, with us, our champion from God's own country, Saurav. Welcome to you. Consistent as ever, prolific as ever. On his day, he's tough to dislodge. Multiple time champion, this time again, representing IIT Madras in this final, Pranav. Welcome to you, Pranav. Completing our lineup here today from the second Tamil Nadu terrain that we have, representing VIT from Vellore, is Arnav. Welcome, Arnav. Those, ladies and gentlemen, are our 6 finalists. Remember, one will go through. In the zonal rounds, they are either at a location which is organized by us, or there is someone from the organizing team with them. So it's a proctored round where they are being monitored and observed by the organizing team to ensure that the fairest among them is the one that wins, and of course the one with the most armory of answers to my posers. For the moment, time for us to move into the first zonal final. Time for us to play on grit, guts and glory with a little bit of shine coming in. I'll come to that in a moment. But for the moment, ladies and gentlemen, the first frontier, 75 the value. Time to get going here today. From the southern terrain of India, it's time for them to find their grit. Here it is. All questions, like I said, will appear on your screens, and I will have supplementary information to offer you. If you press the buzzer, however, I shall stop because you are indicating you know the answer. Time for us to get started. The first question, hands on that buzzer. Question on your screen, 75 waiting to be scored. Here's the first one. My song, Renedictions of Yourself in Rare Jewelry, Discover Yourself. Arnav's gone for it and gone for it quickly. Yes, Arnav.
Is it Tanishq?
You got to give me a very specific answer if you can.
Mia by Tanishq, not sure.
All right, he's not very sure. He's going Tanishq Titan. He's going on that route. I'll still give it to you. Collections are difficult, certainly for gentlemen. Zoya would have given you a perfect answer, but nonetheless, your drift was right, so you'll score the first 75 here today in this big zonal. As we go to the next one, hands on the buzzer, question on your screen now. Which famous entity found in the kitchens of our homes? Pranav has gone for it. Yes, Pranav?
I'm guessing this is MDH masala.
Into the hospital business. Chanan Devi Hospital. Well, MDH, there is CDH, and he gets himself a 75 on that. For us, of course, our health and wellness partner is Tata 1MG, and we're truly appreciative of their support for Tata Crucible as they really focus on health and wellness, which is so important today. 75 to 2 of them, both from Tamil Nadu, interestingly, one from Vellore, one from Madras. Moving on, ladies and gentlemen, to our next question here today. 2 done, both being scored. It explains the kind of quality we would have. There's 6 champions from 6 regions, so it would be a high quality final. On to that next one on your screens. Here we go. This is the memoir of a gentleman who donated $55 million. Murtuza has gone for it. Yes, Murtuza.
This is Paul Allen, the co-founder of Microsoft.
Extremely well played. Confident answer coming in from the doctor from Hyderabad. He gets a 75. So the battle lines are being drawn early here as we go to the next one on your screens now. This is a famous brand which is today focusing on women and leadership. It's a platform they've taken called Neo Casuals for Neo Leaders. Which famous brand is now targeting women after being perceived largely to be a child-friendly brand? From Arnav's gone for it. Yes, Arnav.
Bata?
You got to give me a specific answer. I can't really give it to you on which brand I said, not which company. So you got to give me.
Campus Activewear.
Oh, he gets a minus 75 on that. This is a new positioning strategy by Hush Puppies. Hush Puppies is the answer. I was looking for a brand and not a company, so couldn't give it to you on that. As we go to the next one, I did give him a fair chance to correct what he said. On to the next one, penultimate question. Very early days, campus final here. Can be tense in a zonal level. On to the next one on your screens now. Which famous brand is this that really paid a huge price to tie in with Virat Kohli for essentially endorsing? Nitin's gone for it. Yes, Nitin?
American Tourister.
Well played. Extremely well played on American Tourister. The giant killer from Bengaluru is now on to a 75. He's got his first one there. Well, it really looks like a final that can be tense and nervous the way these guys are playing. As we go to the last one, early days in this final, of course, the first frontier that we're still watching. Onto your screens, here it is. These are paint brands from a company that's way more popular in India for a particular product that they make. And they make it quite often because it's required quite often. Akshay has gone for it.
Mysore paint and varnishes. They make the Lateral.
Alright, Akshay has got that absolutely right. These are paint creations from the Mysore Paints and Varnishes company. They're also popular for the indelible ink. That is very well known. But Mylac is not necessarily well known. Brindavan is not well known. But these are all Mysore. My is Mysore in that name. Brindavan is, of course, Mysore. And he gets a very good 75. It's going to be a very, very interesting scorecard to take a look at. But ladies and gentlemen, early days in this zonal final of Tata Crucible. On the other side of this break, my young colleague Rashmi Furtado will take you through a special round before I am back with you in this zonal final. But for now, a very quick break.
You gotta move it to the max. You gotta move it in the soul. You gotta move it, move it, move it. Move it to the max.
The new Nexon EV Max moves you to the max.
Before we move any further, ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you an audience question here. And all of you watching this, all you got to do, of course, is to key into those chat boxes. If you're quick and correct, you'll stand to win a prize. Here's the first one. All right. At the zonals, it's not only about India at 75, it's about quizzers for the next 75 years. So I've got some questions lined up for our school kids who actually watch Tata Crucible in large numbers. Here's one for you guys, a cute one. Let's see if you can crack this. I am Richie Rich's butler. My name is, however, synonymous with a great brand. What's the brand name? That's for all you youngsters. Not that I'm stopping anybody from answering, but key in your answers as we head forward.
Hello ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Tata Crucible Campus Quiz 2022. This is Rashmi Furtado and you are watching the first zonal playoff of this amazing quiz. Before we move any further, it's early days, but let's take a quick look at the binge board. We have Akshay from Vizag, Murtuza from Hyderabad, Nitin from Bengaluru, and Pranav from Madras, all of them on 75 points each. Saurav and Arnav are yet to score, but like I said, early days in this zonal playoff, too soon to comment. Many more questions, many more interesting rounds to go. On that note, ladies and gentlemen, Tata Crucible Campus Quiz this year is celebrating 75 years of Indian independence. It's an apt moment for us to also celebrate Indian women and our Indian women achievers. Moving on to our next round, Share the Shine. Here we go. The first question of this round on your screen. Here we go. Identify this lady. All right, we have Akshay on the buzzer. Go ahead, Akshay.
Sugar, she's the Sugar Cosmetics.
I said identify the lady. I did not ask the brand or the company she heads. I need you to give me the name. My question was very clear. I said identify the lady. I'm giving you a fair chance, Akshay, because you're definitely right, but I need the name. All right, taking too long is Akshay. It's the zonal playoffs. We have to be very strict and particular about the questions we ask and the answers we expect. Akshay taking a negative on that. Unfortunately, the answer I was looking for is Vinita Singh. What he told was absolutely right. She's the founder and CEO of Sugar Cosmetics. But he did not give me the name of this lady. I could see rest of them getting a little antsy. I guess they knew the answer but didn't go early on the buzzer. Let's move on to the next question. Coming up on your screen, here we go. Who is this amazing leader? Murtuza, doctor, go ahead.
Lina Nar of Channel.
Plus 75 to you. Absolutely right. Lina Nair, who's the global CEO of Chanel, ex-Unilever, who's now moved into Chanel. Dr. Murtuza getting a plus 75 on that. The last question of this round coming up on your screen. Here we go. Who's this iconic leader? She's pioneer for women in Indian business. All right, I have Nitin on the buzzer. Go ahead.
Is this Anu?
Anu. Can you give me a little better answer? I'll give it to you. You're not wrong. Can you give me a slightly better answer?
Anu Naga?
All right, I'll give it to you. The answer I was looking for, ladies and gentlemen, is Anu Agha. She is the lady who led Thermax for many, many years. Anu Agha, the right answer, but Nitin still gave me the closest answer. I give it to him, plus 75 on that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, this was our round on Share the Shine, celebrating the women achievers of our country. On a personal note, I'm extremely delighted that we've had lot of women or girls taking part in Tata Crucible this year. Not just that, they have qualified up to the cluster rounds, which is amazing, and the number keeps increasing every year. That is what is very important and a learning that we have to take away from this quiz. Ladies and gentlemen, time for us to move on to the next round of this quiz. May I please request Big Brain to take over.
अब डिस्काउंट किसे अच्छा नहीं लगता है जी? खाने के बाद एक एक्स्ट्रा पूरी। आहा, अरे दवाइयाँ बेटा जी, अब भी करता हूँ बाबूजी। इतनी बचत बेटा जी, और भरोसेमंद भी बाबूजी। It's 1 mg। हो गया जी।
हो गया जी?
नहीं जी, आप खिलाओ जी।
So, ladies and gentlemen, thank you there to young Rashmi Furtado. She's been really grilling all these youngsters and putting up all the finalists. And here she was to pay a tribute to the contribution of Indian women in the world of business. Well, I tell you what, as this quiz is moving question after question, I think it's becoming a very, very tense scorecard with early signs of battles. Murtuza on 150, Nitin now on 150, Pranav on 75. All of that can change very rapidly. And what is going to be required here is a lot of guts in a round like this. So time for us to move right into our next frontier. Rely on your guts. Here it is. On the next couple of questions, I need you to do a little bit of lateral thinking and give me the overall answer. The scores are the same, 5 seconds, your duration of time. As we start with the first one on your screen now. All of these will specifically connect you to something at the Tata IPL. Pranav's gone for it. Yes, Pranav.
So I'm going to guess Mumbai Indians because they were all like the sponsors of.
Well played. He's got that absolutely right. Hotel coming in, Slice coming in, DHL coming in. Very different kinds of brands today coming in. And Mumbai Indians, of course, is a very popular team. May not have had a great season, but a great team. And Pranav gets a 75, so it's really battle on here. Arnav has gained and lost, so he can come back. Akshay has also done the same, so it's going to be interesting. As we move to the next one, let's see what they make of this. Overall answer is what I need on screen. Here is your question. All of this will lead you to a giant. Pranav's gone for it.
I'm just going with the middle image. I'm going with Apple.
And you got any clue on what the other two could be?
I'm guessing is that they're like their reported eyeglasses or like some augmented reality, something they are trying to build.
Right, he's just going by the headquarters, maybe aspires to be one day at that headquarters of Apple. We wish him that. That's the famous purple project, the logo of that. And interestingly for all of you watching this and to you contestants, Apple at a point in time did have a clothing line of its own. Well, they didn't pursue with it, but Apple actually had its own clothing line. But a 75 to Pranav on that, he gets that absolutely right, takes his shot with one clue and gets the 75 that he required. As we go to the next one on your screen, here it is. All of these will lead you to a huge giant, a pet hospital. Akshay has gone for it.
Mars.
Mars is absolutely correct. Oh, he's played that well. From Whiskas to Uncle Ben's to the Banfield Hospital, all of these are initiatives from Mars. He gets a 75. I tell you what, this is a super duper final that you are going to be witnessing. Be patient on the next one. Don't just buzz. What is so special about this? It promotes something as Barbie. So your answer is not Barbie. What first did Barbie achieve to boost diversity, inclusion, and something which they said is, come on, big deal. Let's move on in this world. Dr. Murtuza.
Yeah, so they want to boost that even, basically the hearing aid. I can see hearing aid there. So even that deaf people actually are, can be beautiful and they can, they wanted to spread awareness about deaf people.
Dr. Murtuza, well, should be in the best qualified position to identify hearing aids for sure, but to figure that to a Barbie doll is remarkable. Absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Look at that joy. He's got that right. He's got a crucial 75. I think it takes him past the 200. But that's a high quality answer. They partnered with, you might know a little more on this when I mention the names. It's a Dr. Jen Richardson, who's an advocate of hearing aids in the world. And he partnered with Barbie to create audiologists who would work and educate people to not really stay away from hearing aids. Outstanding answer coming in from the doctor there as we move on to the next question on your screens now. This is DocFlix. It's an OTT platform that is targeted at doctors. The National Institute of Design was actually hired by this company to create an amazing platform for doctors. The company has been in multiple product areas in India, from medicinal aids to contraceptives. They are a big player in the Indian pharma space. Akshay is giving it a shot. Yes, Akshay.
Mankind.
Well played on Mankind Pharma. He gets himself a 75. Akshay is not giving up in this game. He's doing well. And I tell you what, Akshay, Nitin are just in striking distance. The doctor and Pranav are ahead at this moment on my mental math. But you got a couple of questions after which I'll go to the binge board and take a look at who's really binging. No one's binging per se. Everyone's sharing the binge. As we go to the next one on your screens now. This is a famous giant. Akshay has gone for it. Yes, Akshay.
This is Rosneft. I think it partnered with ONGC Videsh Limited for offshore natural gas exploration.
Super quick and fast and a high quality answer. 75 to Akshay. From Russia, they're the third largest Russian giant in the energy space. And they're very big players in the energy space. For us, of course, our energy partner in that sense is Nexon, really promoting the concept of energy and environment. The Tata Nexon we really appreciate. the creation of the Nexon itself, what a fabulous vehicle that is, and of course for partnering us at Tata Crucible. But a 75 going to Akshay, making the battle really tense. 4 of them in the thick of things as we go to the next one on your screens now. This is a famous lady, a fearless Wall Street broker. She is in many ways known as the first woman of finance at a global scale. Nitin's giving it a shot. Yeah, Nitin?
Patsy.
Oh, he'll take a negative on Patsy. Patsy is also known very well in the world of women in finance. This is Morris Sibet, more famously known as Mickey Sibet, and a tough one at this level. The level would be tough. You're looking for a slot in the national final, so he takes a negative, but he's been battling hard. He wanted that from SIMB Bangalore. As we go to the next one, the penultimate one before I'll show you where these contestants stand. On your screen, here's the next one. Which Pranav is super fast?
Yeah, this is by Reliance Retail. Basically, this is owned by Reliance.
Snack Tack is a masala noodle that Reliance today produces. Extremely well played. He's got a 75. I think that puts him into the lead. Somewhere as this quiz progresses, the leader will start thinking, can I really finish second or third? Because he will qualify as the winner, of course. If he finishes second, he still gets a chance. But everyone would want to be in the final for sure. So winning would be a target. As we go to the next one, on your screens now. This great company, known for its incandescence lamp, called the United Electric, who's gone for it? It is Arnav on the buzzer this time, from VIT Vellore. Yes?
Philips.
Oh, he'll take a negative on Philips. The answer is perhaps even more illustrious, taking nothing away from Philips, but this is courtesy the beginnings with Thomas Alva Edison and so on, the answer being General Electric. Well, turned out to be a big one to miss here today. Arnav fighting hard but going in the wrong way on that one. But ladies and gentlemen, I need a quick break. On the other side, I'll show you the finals. I'll take you into the final frontier, but before that, I will show you the binge board on how this looks. It's a complicated battle, according to me, far from over. Stay with us, back in just a moment.
एक सजेशन दूं जी.
क्या जी?
अपने टाटा प्ले के साथ बिंज ऐप ले लो जी.
क्यों जी?
आपके फेवरेट ओटीटी एप्स एक ऐप पे जी. मतलब नो अलग अलग पेमेंट, सिर्फ 1 सब्सक्रिप्शन जी. और 12 एप्स के सारे कंटेंट इजी सर्च पे, मतलब नो ढूंढना, ओनली देखना जी.
मतलब टाइम ही टाइम जी.
थोड़ा हमारे लिए भी निकाल लेना जी.
अब टाटा प्ले के साथ लीजिए बिंज ऐप.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, one frontier still to go. This game, trust me, is far, far from over. But I've got a couple of questions for you in the audience. I play the role of a divine charioteer in Greek mythology. I fly above the battlefields and I give glory to the victors. How do you know me in the world of brands? Key in your answers, and here's my next question. I was an outlet which was created by the great visionary Joe Thompson. I get my name from a simple logic of the timings that my outlet will be open for its customers. Which famous chain of outlets across the world that you will find am I describing, named after the timings that it's open to its customers? Key in your answers, and you're watching Tata Crucible. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You're with me, Pig Brain, here today watching an absolutely riveting Zonal Final, the first among the 4. The playoffs for 2022 Campus Edition Tata Crucible. Here's a look at why I am so excited. Look at that binge board. 2 of them on 225. Nitin was on 150, so he could have easily got to 225. but he needs 2 answers now. Pranav on 300 is looking as solid as one would expect Pranav to play. Well, the battle's really Akshay, Murtuza, Nitin, Pranav. The others do have a chance. We move into the final frontier of our game here today. Time to go for glory. Here it is. On the final frontier of our game here today, ladies and gentlemen, at Tata Crucible Campus Quiz 2022, it's our pleasure and privilege to celebrate 75 years of Indian independence. Azadi Ka Amrit Mahotsav, in our own way or in our own inimitable style, by asking questions that pay a tribute to great contributors to 75 years of this great nation being shaped up for its future. Brands, products, campaigns, anything that one could think of that has laid the foundations of the business side, the economic side, the industrial side of this great nation. Rashmi certainly touched on 3 women who've contributed immensely to shaping India and the future of Indian business. Let's progress on that with a special round dedicated to celebrating India. 75 the value, the last 6 questions will determine which way this game goes. One small twist to the tale. Nothing appears on your screen. I read out the questions to you. You will decide when you want to press the buzzer. So as the story unfolds, it's your decision making, saying, fine, I think I know the answer. 1 attempt on the buzzer, 6 final questions, starting with the first story. Nothing on your screen. Here's my first story to all of you. Hear me out carefully. When the British got Bombay, as it was called then, from the Portuguese as part of the dowry of British Princess Catherine, they thought a little and leased it to the East India Company. The East India Company wanted to then develop the city, and one particular industry required to be grown. They invited Lauji Nusurwanji into that city in 1736. Akshay has gone for it.
Shipbuilding.
Sorry?
Shipbuilding industry.
You've stopped me, so you need to give me an accurate answer.
The British got the dowry from Charles II, so Andhra and Maharashtra, Mumbai were renowned for their shipbuilding industry. So I'm going to go with
minus 75, Akshay. My next line is Nusurwanji was the man who built the shipping industry. Which business group in India are we talking about? The answer would have been the Vadiyas. Well, choosing to stop me, but stopped me just a little earlier than he should have. He'll take a minus 75 on that is Akshay. He can recover that very quickly, but we'll come to that in just a moment. We've got 5 more questions to go. And I think he is now down to a 150. That's my mental math on where he stands. He was on 225, if I'm not wrong. On to the next one, hands on the buzzer. It was the September of 1935. A small Philips transmitter started experimental broadcasting in a small area in a place called Mysore in Karnataka. It was a rented house named Vittal Vihar. It belonged to a professor called Gopal Swami, a professor of psychology. Nothing really to do with this. But a Kannada term from Gopal Swami came into existence for this broadcasting station which has lived on to entertain India for 75 years and more. What in the world of radio am I talking about? Pranav's gone for it from IIT Madras. Yes, Pranav.
I'm guessing it's Akashvani.
Akashvani is what he coined. Pranav gets a 75, consolidates his position. I think that takes him to a 375. And the last 4 questions are going to be tight. Here's the next one. Hands on the buzzer. The year was 1897. The company decided to make locks. In 1918, the company got into the soap business. Akshay.
Godrej.
Oh, well played. Akshay from Vishakhapatnam is putting up a huge fight here today. He's back on square with the doctor. Pranav is looking good with 3 questions to go. And Pranav will be watching it carefully because he still needs to win it to go into the national final. 3 questions between Murtuza and Akshay. It could be a battle on who goes into the playoff or the playoff after the playoffs. Here's the next one. Question number 4. Hands on the buzzer. This was one of the pioneering production companies from the days of Doordarshan. They were responsible for some of the iconic game shows this country witnessed, such as Mashhoor Mahal and the Mathemagic Show. They even ran a quiz show called Contact, where participants had to draw a contact or not. Who was the quizmaster of this, who's today a well-known investor, plays a role in education as well as a big investor in an education giant in this country full of startups? Saurav's gone for it from Kochi. Yeah, Saurav.
Ronnie Screwvala.
Ronnie Screwvala as a quizmaster in 75 years of Indian independence. Absolutely correct. Well played, Saurav. He gets a 75 on that. It's a very interesting scorecard. Everyone has scored with 2 questions to go. Penultimate question. Hands on the buzzer. In 1954, Mr. Parekh, along with his brother Sushil, started trading in dye, D-Y-E, dye. They called the company the Parekh Dyechem Industries. Saurav again from Kochi.
Asian Paints.
Asian Paints. He's going on dyes, he's going on colors. He'll take a minus 75. Well, they tied up with a company called Fedco from Germany, and all of this is the creation of Pidilite and the great brand Fevicol. 75 years of India would not be without Fevicol, and we celebrate Fevicol here today. Well, ladies and gentlemen, one final question remaining. Pranav is certainly through into the national final because he's on 375 from IIT Madras. He's done his job to go there, consistent as ever. It's between Hyderabad and Vishakhapatnam. On 225 is Dr. Murtuza. On 225 is Akshay. The final question will determine this. The Calcutta Electric Company or Electric Supply Company had imported a mainframe computer in 1903. They were not able to, in 1973. They were unable to use it because the unions would not allow them to use it. So in 1970, a particular startup acquired this computer. Using the computer was a regulatory headache. The government therefore newly minted a department called Department of Electronics that mandated the startup to commit to exporting twice the value of the imported computer over the next 5 years. Therefore, this company started exporting computer and software, etc. This is the journey of which giant in India, leading the way to exports of softwares, if one would call it. Arnav has gone for it. Well, we will have a tie-up, I think. He was waiting for the others to actually buzz and said, "Arey yaar, I'll give it a shot." Yes, Arnav.
Is it TCS?
Tata Consultancy Services is absolutely correct. Well, he'll get that absolutely right. I think it's more the pressure of the situation and nothing really to do with the answer, because I truly believe on another day, Dr. Murtuza or Akshay would have got that absolutely right. But ladies and gentlemen, a quick look at the binge board. This is what the story is. On 375 here today, going into the national final is Pranav. But remember, we've got to select one between Akshay and Murtuza to go into the playoff, which will determine the second set of people who will qualify, which is 2 people from the runners-up. So I've got a tiebreaker question only for Dr. Murtuza and for Akshay. All right. Hands on the buzzer as we go into our tiebreaker question, starting with the first one. Here we go. Let me see who works on this interesting question, in my opinion. Well, here it is. The Hartman brothers, Hartman, the Hartman brothers, tried to sell a soft drink brand to Coca-Cola. Coke refused it and said it won't work. Pepsi eventually bought it. These were small little drops that would become a mountain of a business. What? Murtuza's gone for it. The doctor has taken his chance. Go ahead, doctor.
Mountain Dew, because you said mountain of a success, so Mountain Dew is what I'm going for.
This is like a doctor doing diagnosis based on symptoms. He's got it absolutely right.
Yes.
Oh, look at that joy. Dr. Murtuza will live to fight another day. Akshay played a remarkable game here today from Visakhapatnam. Well, never easy, the battle there between Telangana and Andhra Pradesh. The states that got really still feel like one state or gigantic state. But we've got 2 champions now because they're 2 different states. But ladies and gentlemen, look at that binge board. On that tiebreaker, Murtuza will move into the playoffs after the playoffs as he moves with 1 more. So he will be on 226, I think, whichever way we look at that scorecard. Akshay is on 225 and Pranav from IIT Madras will finish as our champion, who will move into the big final here today. So ladies and gentlemen, it's a remarkable day here today as we begin and pick our first champion, which is from IIT Madras, representing them, Pranav. But ladies and gentlemen, at this moment, it's time for us to move straight in to our prize distribution, to invite and welcome here at these big zonal rounds where we've got all champions battling with each other, a very senior leader with vast industry experience, a person who in the context of what this world is now moving towards and speaking is an energy champion who advocates consciousness towards the environment in a big way and has won multiple awards to his credit for championing this cause. He represents a company about which we've asked plentiful of questions at Tata Crucible. Ladies and gentlemen, the Managing Director and CEO of Voltas, our pleasure and privilege to present to you Mr. Pradeep Bakshi. Thank you so much, Mr. Bakshi, for joining us. Truly appreciate the time taken out by you and the commitment of the senior management of the Tatas to a knowledge platform like this with all youngsters out there from the length and breadth of this country. I'll come straight to you with a quick thought that I wanted to take from you. These have been really tough times, unprecedented times. People like you had to dig deep into your leadership skills and your experience to really rally people around. These are youngsters who are going to enter a perhaps different world of corporate life. What's your advice to them, sir?
All right. Good afternoon to all of you, and thank you very much for inviting me for this event. It's truly an honor and privilege to be part of this event and be the chief guest for this prestigious event, Tata Crucible. For the last 18 years or so, this event has gathered momentum, and thanks to the forced digitization, the COVID era, the entries have continuously grown exponentially for this event. I'm extremely impressed the way this event has been organized by all of you. The participants have left me spellbound with their immense knowledge about the corporate world while they're still the students. All of you, the students, are intelligent and have the right skill sets to succeed in the corporate world. And my sincere advice to all of you is that you must continuously strive to empower yourself and grow in the fields which pulls at your heartstrings. And that is the way you will be able to enhance self-satisfaction and the perfect work-life balance for a happy life. Congratulations to all of you for getting in till here, and the best of luck to the two finalists for the final round. Great show. Keep it up. All the best.
Thank you so much, Mr. Bakshi. We'll ask you to just stand by for a second as we quickly do the honors and display the winners here. Well, there is no prize money in this round. It's a qualification round. So, ladies and gentlemen, our champion here today. Let's see what comes up first, the champion or the runner-up. On your screen, here it is. Who do we have first? We've got the runner-up who will move into the playoff, among the playoffs. So he will battle with 3 other runners-up for 2 slots in the national final. So Murtuza will still believe he stands an outside chance, but he will surely tell Akshay he had a run for his money here today. So Dr. Murtuza going into that playoff. But ladies and gentlemen, absolutely clinical, very calm and composed, knew what he had to do here today. From IIT Madras, our first national finalist for this season, Pranav. Congratulations to you. He marches into the top 6 of this country from the many lakhs who play and the millions who watch. 7.2 million have watched this in the last couple of years, which is truly humbling. Well, ladies and gentlemen, time for us to thank our guest of honor, very senior member of the Tata fraternity. Truly appreciate your presence, sir. Thank you so much for your time and for joining us here today. Thanks a lot, sir. So, ladies and gentlemen, there we are at the end of the first zonal final. Pranav from IIT Madras going through. Murtuza will live to fight another day. Extremely close contest here. We will come back to you, of course, with the next zonal and identify our next qualifier into the big national final and the person who's going to meet with Murtuza in that round, which will throw up 2 more of our finalists. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, really, really tight and close battles here at the campus edition of Tata Crucible for 2022. From my young colleague Rashmi Furtado, from me, Pick Brain, you surely do not want to miss the next zonal final. We'll be back with the western terrain of this country. Till then, from all of us, thank you for tuning in. Stay safe. Goodbye.